everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you another very simple design, of course, using Filbert brushes. I'm using a number 16 and a 10 Amagic Filbert brush. All my items will be listed down below. Most of them are affiliate links you can purchase through. I will be using my Westonia fine liner, Deerfoot stippler number 10, and a dotting stylus. Really, you can use anything that you make dots with that you're comfortable with using. I'm going to be using Thicket, Autumn Leaves, Moon Yellow, Yellow Ochre, Happy Green, Medium Blue, Wicker White, and I'm missing a color. What did I do with it? Here it is. And Cobalt Blue. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to begin by creating my centers on the piece first. I'm going to put the front end of the the stippler into the Moon Yellow, back end of it into the Yellow Ochre, and I can just do a pouncing just to kind of get some of the excess paint out of it. I'm going to do 3 blooms and trying to keep them small. If you've watched me, you know I have a hard time with creating small designs for whatever reason. But I'm trying. So I'm going to do my 3s just because I like to work in odd numbers. I put the back end into the Autumn Leaves, and I'm going to come in here and just tap the bottom, or whichever direction I want it to head. I'm going to make that the bottom, and the same goes here. I'll just put a little bit more on here, and then I'm going to come back in, go over it again with all my colors, just kind of blend it in a little bit. And I will be going back over it again once I paint my design. I typically do that. Again, just blending it in a little bit. Okay, put that aside. The next thing I'm going to do is take my number 16. I'm going to put it into the medium blue, just coat it really well, and just come in here, touch down, and pull towards the flower. Touch down, pull towards the flower. And just keep doing that. Very simple. If this is the first time you visited my channel, please know that my intention is to make simple designs for beginner painters. Any of my designs, also want to mention that I paint, can be painted on any surface. You don't have to paint on glass. I just choose to do that because it's very simple for me. I can wash it off and do another design and not have a bunch of products sitting around that I'm not selling. Again, with this design, you can make your petals, you know, bigger, shorter, however you want to do it. And I am intentionally going over them, layering them a little bit. Because if you had a real design, real floral arrangement, they would not be all perfectly lined up, right? Okay, next thing I'm going to do is take part of my brush, dip it into the white. I do have a little bit of orange in here. Put it into the white, and I'm going to come back through and just go back over the petals. Couple things this does is, first of all, course, adds another color to it. Second thing it does is adds another layer of thickness so that when you're painting your design, putting it onto the glass, it will be more, I'm sorry, I keep hitting that. These are long-handled brushes, just so you know. But by doing this, I'm also making the design more durable because I have more layers of paint on it. Okay, and then just keep doing it. Just keep layering over because, again, I'm pretending that they're right next to each other and they're layered. Okay, and if you feel like you need to go back over it again, feel free to do so. Just know that the thicker you put your paint on, though, it really does make a difference as far as the durability. Alright, so I'm going to tap back in. Now, I didn't dry in between. You might want to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and tap in. I know that I'm at risk of pulling in some of the blue, which is fine. Again, just going to keep working on here. And if you find that you pull in some blue, you can come back over it later even and touch it up. Or if you want to take time, you can hit it with a heat gun before you do this part. Again, that's solely up to you. Or give it some dry time. I am an impatient painter, so I don't like to give it a lot of time. I just want to get it done. Not if that's good or bad, but that's just how I roll. And if you wanted to do this, I didn't do it in my sample, but you could just actually throw in some white. I always think the white makes it pop a little bit, but you're going to be adding a few other things. Take my liner, I'm going to put it into the cobalt blue. And when you're doing this next part, you can create the petals or the design on the petals however you want to do it. Doesn't have to be a certain, got to have 5 poles, they got to be so long, they have to go this direction. Just do whatever feels right to you. They can be light, they can be dark. Alright, I'll just keep doing this, very simple. And this just gives it more detail, you know, more than just letting it be just a single color or double color and you don't add any detail to it. I think this just gives it a little bit more of a finished look. And again, when I paint, anytime I paint something, if you don't like it or you want to leave that off, feel free to do so. Because I don't want you to put in something that you don't like. Just make the design your own. That's the main gist I want to press, because I like a lot of leaves. Some people don't really care for that, and I get it. I truly, truly get it. Right. And you can see why I say it's easy. You know, I'm trying, not all the designs are simple. I know some of them are a little bit more difficult. But this is definitely, if you can push a brush, hold a brush, push the bristles down, you're good to go. Good to go. Alright, almost done with this part. Thanks for sticking with me. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is add in some dots, dotting stylus into my moon yellow, and you can rotate this and do your dots wherever you want them. If you want to do them on one side, just a little bit, a lot, that's really going to be up to you. But again, I'm going to give you the free-for-all to decide where you want to place your dots, which side of the flower, upper, lower, all around, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to use a lot of colors. I try to wipe them off in between, but for some reason I don't have my rag right now, which is okay. And I'm just dipping it in to the different colors. And I think dots a lot of times can add a lot to a design. And I'm going to get into the orange, which is the autumn leaves. Oops, oh, thought I tipped into the green. Which that would be pretty, would stand out, wouldn't it? If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to place those down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post something new. I do post a lot of videos, so just be aware of that. And I'm going to go through here with some white just to kind of highlight it a little bit. I could keep going on and on, but you know how to do dots, I'm sure. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of wipe my brush off a little bit because the liner brush I'm talking about, I'm going to go into my greens. So I didn't wash it out or anything, I just kind of wiped it off. And now I'm going to go into making my little stem. I am going to have these to where they're like on the same stem. I just like to go over these because they're thin, but I want them to be pretty good coated paint wise so that they don't scratch off easily. You can just make them, I'm just trying to make them just a little kind of wiggly. They don't have to be solid. And come over here, do the same thing over this way. And I'll do one out this direction too. Maybe a little bit out this way. Probably gonna have a lot of leaves. go, guys. I have a leaf problem. I don't know why, but I do. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna dip my number 10 Filbert into my thicket, get it nice and covered. And I'm gonna come through here, and I'm gonna actually do it the opposite direction, where I pull away, pull away, pull away, pull away. Again, anybody can do this. I promise you. Just take a brush and just pull. You're pulling and you're turning to get to a tip. It doesn't have to be a perfect tip. And I know right now it's hard to see, but I am going to go over it with the lighter color. So just bear with me here. Yeah, I kind of do a mixture of one stroke and my own stroke, if that makes sense. I think you'll find when you start painting that you'll create and you'll come up with what's comfortable for you and what works for you. And it may not be the same thing that works for me, but that's okay. All right, next thing I'm going to do, not even rinsing the brush off, I'm going to stick it into my happy green. And I'm going to come back over it, and I can leave some of the dark. I can go all the way over it. It's up to me. I can also add some white into this if I want. I like the white with it a lot of times, just to kind of give a variance to the color that I'm creating. And of course you could use different color greens. You don't have to use all the same colors. It's actually kind of fun when you do something a little different, I think. Sorry if I'm floating off here. Let's see how this just makes the leaves darker. So what does that tell you? They're more durable because they're a little bit thicker. All right, gonna go back to my liner, and now I'm going to go in here and just attach them to the stem. And this is where I can just kind of wiggle it, make it a little more kind of viney. It doesn't have to be, you know, just straight. It can be fun. Kind of whimsical, kind of wispy. And I'm sure not all of you are going to be painting on a glass bottle or a green glass bottle for that. I mean, you can do this on any glass, really. I just like trying to recycle. And so I'm going to go like that, just make it whimsy, loose, and have fun with it. That's the main thing, is, you know, use something as a distresser, and I think painting can be that for many people. You're creating and you're having fun, maybe have some friends over, have a little party, you're good to go. All right, easy peasy. Anybody can really do this. I hope you like this design. If you do, give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And before you leave, if you would take a moment to share this video on your social network with your family and friends, I would greatly appreciate that. All right, here you go. Until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.